Raise up your hand in heaven. Say, Lord Jesus, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand before you in a holy ground. Thank you, Lord, because you are with me, taking care of me. I surrender all to you, my Father, in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 You may be seated. Thank you very much for coming even under the cold and the rain. I know tomorrow you're supposed to go to work, even when it's raining. It's good now. I can see Lydia is getting mature, that even when it's raining, he can leave his blanket and come to church. We thank God, we thank God, we thank God, we thank God. We thank God for this wonderful day. It's a day that the Lord has made. Are you able to hear me today? If you can hear me, turn with me to the book of Joshua. Joshua chapter 5. I'll read verse 6. Joshua chapter 5, verse 6. I'll read. The Israelites had moved about the wilderness for 40 years until all the men who were of a military age when they left Egypt has died, since they have not obeyed the Lord. For the Lord has shown to them that they will not see the land that he has solemnly promised the ancestors to give to us, a land flowing milk and honey. I thank God for this wonderful message. Someone sent me an email today, all the way from Australia, my friend Emmanuel, who is an Australian. He asked me a question. How can I come out from the wilderness completely? How can I come out from the wilderness completely? Who can answer? How can I come out of the wilderness completely? Because people are thinking what we are reading is for the people living before us. But you can see yourself that we are in the wilderness. You have seen yourself that normal, like I said last week, everyone who age of 50, he must retire. He must go home and sit and work for God. But the challenge is, how Aisha can retire and work for God when you have nothing? When he's still owing? Is where the major trouble is. Yes, for now she has the revelation, she can do it to work for God, but now what is going to eat? Who's going to pay the rent? Who's going to pay the debts? The mortgage is where our major trouble is. Is where our major trouble is. Though it has given us a hassle, it has given us a hard time, heart attack to reach this kind of level. Though people are asking me, what is wilderness? Is this the wilderness we are talking about? This is the wilderness we are talking about. You understand the question? The wilderness. Because people ask me question, what wilderness? Wilderness, I think Aisha defined very well. Wilderness in your age, you cannot be waking up in the morning going to work. This time is a time for relaxing and working for God. But now, how can I work for God when I have nothing to eat? I'm not secure where I'm going to sleep. Who's going to pay my debts? Who's going to pay my mortgage? Is that the wilderness? That the wilderness. You have seen now most of the people in the government all over the world are old people. They are 80, 90, they don't want to retire because they're asking, if I retire, what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to pay the house, how I'm going to pay the mortgage. And when I came to discover that you people are paying a house for 20 years, I asked myself, 20 years. 20 years. Baba Tile, you get a loan 20 years. You are 30 now, is it? 20 years. That shows you're only able to finish your loan when you are 50. You're already finished. You're already tired. Though you don't understand what I'm trying to explain here. This is the wilderness we're talking about. Because people ask me, what kind of... The wilderness is about you don't have peace of mind. Though you're forced to do so. Even when it's raining like this, you can be walking from here until to the station that to go get a combi that at least you're present a bit at work. Those people cannot perform at work because they're not happy. That you see in the government people, it could be, when you call them, the phone be ringing, they don't answer the phone because they don't want to work. They're tired. The government does not know what is going on. They don't know. There's no performance in all sectors because all these people are too old and they're owing, the stress, the money when you enter the bank for the same day, you only see the number, but the second day, everything is gone. What is going to encourage person to go to work? Hallelujah. I think you don't understand what I'm trying to explain here. It's not people that want to retire to give the position for small people are coming up, but if they retire, what are going to be their life? I mean, in fact, yourself, you have seen yesterday, I have old lady in England, a South African, 75 years old. I think she's watching us today. I said to him, Mama, come back home. He said, I'm looking for life that I'm here in England to work in 75 years. He's too old to be in the cold of England. He said to me, I have no money to come back home. How am I going to survive if I come back home? How many old people like this who still force themselves to go to work because they need bread to eat? It's a wilderness. It's a wilderness. Though life will not guarantee. There's no guarantee. Normally, in the age of 50, is a retirement. You go and stay home. You eat your pension quietly and go and work for God. But right now, even I asked my bishop who retired, I remember he retired a few years ago, but asked him how much money remains in the pension. If you can get another offer, you can go back to work again like a donkey. Normally, most of the people, I want to get my package to start business. The business cannot work. The business is something we have to start when you are still very young. In old age, business cannot work because your mind is too full. You don't have the energy to be traveling up and down. There is a way we're talking about wilderness. Wilderness is about stress, something giving you a serious night. You are in the wilderness. Normally, in a certain age, there's no stress. You wake up, the breakfast is there, lunch is there, supper is there. But right now, even breakfast is a hassle. That is a challenge. In Africa, you make 120 children in one woman. But you think now when you make all those children, they're going to come back and help you. Remember yesterday what the mother said, that my children rejected me. The investment of African people, they think children. But me, I told children are trouble. Normally, you must have enough money to raise them and begin to start their life, and yourself can remain something for yourself. But now, you can see yourself that trouble after trouble. That is the wilderness I'm talking about. How many people like Aisha have seen have beautiful children, have grown? You could be staying, they bring her, you don't even, why should we be struggling because people have grown already? But to see in the wilderness, you still going, dropping CV. You and Melo, you are fighting one job. And Melo is your daughter. And you are the mother. You are fighting one job. You drop a CV there, you drop a CV there. Now when they give Melo job, you are angry. Say, is this girl have a patient? No, the problem is she have the energy to run around. You, because of stomach stress, you cannot perform. That will see the government is failing to produce. Because all the people that are putting it are too old, they're tired. They must go and stay home. They must put young people who still energy. But if now we take them out, what are they going to eat? That's the question. That's the question. What are they going to eat? I said to you, poverty is the mindset. Normally, this time, as young you are, that's the time you need to perform to prepare the future. But most of the people are lazy. And we are the parent who have a role to play. We don't want to train our children. I thank God for the white. You know the white farmers. When the child is 16, he can get a license. You know what? Because you know how to drive a tractor already. But as our children, you still pamper them. They don't even cook. Like the age of old lady does not cook even rice. It's a problem. This is the wilderness mentality. Ourselves have been in the wilderness for so many years. We still contaminate the wilderness to our children. And at the end of the day, we begin to complain our children are not taking care. We have a problem. We need to train them now before it becomes too late. And the major wilderness in Africa, when we begin to work, than to prepare the future for your children, you begin to pay back like a loan to the parent. Any question? The parent give me a loan. When they raise you up, when you get a job, the first things you must think, build a house for them, and every month must send food to them. How much is your salary? And you are making also children. Those children have to go to school. You have to prepare their future. Look at, you are between your own children and the loan that you have get from the parent. You have to pay back. It's a wilderness. But people didn't understand that what kind of wilderness we're talking about. It's a wilderness. Though you are between, raise your own children and raise your parent. Even when you tell your parent, no, my salary is small, they don't understand. They say, remember, it's me took you to school that you can get that job. Melo is laughing. He knows that you have that pressure. Normally, our aim now is to only raise our children, that their children raise their own children. But right now, we have to return back. You pay back the loan and focus on the children that we have today. You think this is a major wilderness? A major wilderness. When are you going to prepare your own future? You're only relying on the pension. How much the pension? Normally, this time when you are working, you have a house, have everything that would be, that you see in white people. The good things, white people when they've grown, they go to stay at the home age. No one paying for them. That's the money they worked for. that they begin to remove slowly home age. The children have no headache. Any question? Teacher, any question? This is the wilderness we're in. This is the wilderness we're in. Though, you see, as long as this mentality will never wipe away on us, the wilderness will continue, generation after generation. I said to my people, I said to them, I only have one family. My wife, my children, and my son. People say, hey, I say, no way. That is my family. And I'm not making any mistake. I've seen it's working to white people. It's working to white people. It's a major wilderness. It's a hassle. It's a hassle. This is the wilderness we're talking about. The wilderness starts from home. And will be there in that condition for so many years. It's because of the fear many people that don't read the Bible understanding. And many people that want to follow God. Many people are not ready to open up their heart to God. The one leg in, one leg out. If you want to succeed in this year, this world, you must close your ear and close your eyes. If you're unable to control these two things, the eyes and the ear, you are going to succeed. Only hear the voice of God. Because the voice of God does not need your eyes to open. You only hear from the heart and do what God told you to do. It's going to help you. I did not tell you cannot help your parents. You can help your parent partially. Because it's not your duty. Your duty is your children, 100%. And them also when they grow, they must help their children. They must help you partially. It's a wilderness. It's a wilderness. Normally the generation are not going forward. The generation is going backward. They raise you, you pay back. You raise the children, they pay back. They raise the children, they pay back. Look how backward we are going. Is the wilderness. When are we going to reach the promised land? Normally, our work is to help these people, small people, to have a bridge to go forward. That as they give me a bridge for them, that bridge is going to take us to the promised land. But now, when they're going backward, how far are we going to be rotting around? People don't understand what wilderness is. I thank God for this revelation God gives me every day. I told my wife, I said to her, me and you and those children are our family. All other people make noise, I don't care about them. I'll give when it's necessary. It's not a sin. Because already have people, these people God has given you, is a reason they give it to you. You must take care of them. There is a very critical issue, this one. Very, very critical issue. I don't know, you don't look at it. But the revelation of God, have heard it today. You are here to prepare your pension. And we have leveled the children coming that can able to come and do their own life. And they continue. Is what can take us to the promised land. But as you are going backward, when are you going to go to the promised land? Though Vanessa must know that the effort we are making taking to school, that tomorrow must pay back. There's no generation that's moving forward. is where the wilderness started. After there, another major wilderness. We don't believe in God. Is where the Bible says we do not honor God. People are in the church asking prayer because they have nothing. As soon as God opens a small door for them, they forget. Is where the major trouble is. Is where the major trouble is. That you see in this house, there's no millionaire here. It's not this house could not build millionaire. You build many millionaires in this house. But as long as they go to another level, they say, no, I don't like sitting in small black chairs like this. They're too heavy. My buttocks is painful to spend time in these black chairs. Is where our major problem is. We must remain grateful to God to remember where we're coming from. That I said to you is very, very critical for you to work for God. That is the way our major trouble is. Is our mindset still in Egypt? Though we have crossed the Red Sea, that the body crossed, but the mind is still in Egypt. There's no way with your mind of Egypt to go to the promised land. Because that is a new land. Though your enemy died, all of them, but your mindset are still captured. It started just before they crossed the Red Sea. They said, we did not tell you that to leave us alone to continue to save Egyptians than to die in the desert. That statement is a statement that made the people of Israel could not reach the promised land. Laziness spirit. Everything, you take your hand to the government. You don't create. Everything, they're only waiting for Moses to do for them. But though they've seen that there's something that we can do for ourselves to move, everything goes the hand of Moses. Is what is happening now. Everything, the hand from the government. Like this. Government have nothing. Maybe you don't know it. You have something. You can even help the government to make it happen. Do you know when you give so much, they can bite your hand? You know that? Huh? When you put your hand like this too much, when you relate to give, they bite your hand. They think your hand becomes food. Yeah, Bishop. I never go to school for these revelations. We don't believe in God. We don't trust God. We only pretenders. When we're in trouble, at the time we say, God help me, God help me. But when God has helped you, forget. Is where our major trouble is. Very few can volunteer for God. I had a wonderful meeting with my medical team. I went there, even I surprised them, congratulated them. I said, you have worked for free. 1 year. You don't get salary at the medical team. 1 year. You have worked for free. He said, I said, you have done 12 months, you did not get a salary. They were surprised. I said, we did not know that we've done what? Yes, they've worked 1 year, no salary. But they've made it. They were surprised. I found them in drinking tea. I said, you are drinking tea, congratulations. But I just want to tell you congratulations. What? I said, you have worked 1 year, not getting a salary. They were so surprised. I said, 1 year, 12 months, no salary. And today is 12 months. We started on the 10th of April last year, the medical facility, and today is the 10th April 2002. The surprise. I say, you do not know you can work for God just like this for free? And ask them now, where are benefits? Hey, I look all my medical team, they come here very old, but they look young. I see Makate look younger than Katero. I said, see? I mean, today I just find, I surprised them. I just went straight to them. I say, look, I look young. But remember, you do not get your salary for 12 months. You have worked for God for 12 months, nothing. They say, hey. They check the date. Yes, 12 months. I say, hey. We can do it. I say, this is the way you can do it. As you close your eyes and commit to God day after day. But I asked them, how many are you when you started? But two of them, two nurses and the doctor and these two girls, they're still there. I say, congratulations. 1 year, no salary. They've made it. Do you know what happened? Their heart that was committed, and they did not see that one. Today I surprised them. I said, it's 1 year you'll be working, no salary. They say, eh? They check the date. I asked them, where other people started with you the journey? For more than 20 people, less than 5 remain. It's the heart. How many people? Normally could you get people, more people, but the people reduced because they want money. What is money? Money cannot help you. Only God can make your life to change if you are willing. How many of you get big salary but you are struggling? You don't even sleep in your water bed. You are just telling that thing yesterday. I wanted to check if the teacher have a tattoo, because that tattoo will make you to be rolling down on the bed. You don't understand. You don't understand at all. My brother, my sister, don't understand at all. God is willing to take you to the promised land, but your attitude has made you to stay in the position that you are in. You fear people. You listen to the people. I mean, you are so much in the hurry. But so far, those who left the WCL facility, let me see how much money you have made so far. Account to me. Let us see. It's very, very critical, these things I'm telling you. My brother, my sister. I know I'm pushing the third corner to make you think that what you do for God is more than anything that can do this world. Because God have a security of your life. Those insurance you are paying, everything you are paying is nothing. But the major insurance in this world is God himself. I've seen many people, they can try to put them in life machine, but they cannot go back to life. But somebody have no money. I mean, this brother sitting there, he told me he went to one of hospital, he spent the whole week, he did not have even any Panadol to drink. But when he came 3 days ago, and he's there. I told him that, come on Sunday. As the medical team touch you, I mean, look, he came there. Normally, his case, first of all, before the touch, he could pay 3,000. But he have nothing. But the medical team say, the man is in pain. We must do something. So far, we do not make any cent in the medical facility. But we have a record of life of people that God used us to save. That is more than money. a year. We have done a year. There's nothing in our coffer. But when we bring the people that get healed, get saved in that facility, we are so happy. All my team were very happy. In fact, I didn't want to come to church because we're enjoying ourselves talking about what God have done so far through the World WCC Health Facility. Because the heart to save is there. I told the workers, 12 months, no salary. And they've gone to school that they can make money. They're there. I look at them, I take them, so I say, another one is shining more than Wami, another one is shining more than Katero. I say, I did not know you are so beautiful like this. What made you like this? I say, because of working for God. God is only have your life in your hand. That you see was stay in the wilderness. And in the same team, we're going to see the same team. In a year, they've already built another hospital in 1 year. We have one hospital here, but in just the same year, they build one hospital. Or give them 10 years, how many hospitals they can make. It's not about the number, it's about the heart. The wilderness. I've been telling Botswana, I was laughing at them. I said to them, this opportunity for you to make a hospital. I said to them, the hospital can. I said to you, how many people now, like my friend there, Molly, you want to get children in the hospital, but how much money have you contributed in the hospital? That's the question. The problem is we want all to receive from God, but we are not ready to provoke God. Look at Anna. He said, if you give me, I'll give it back to you. It's the heart to have a role to play. It's not about the money. Look, so far, all the equipment are going to go to Botswana Hospital is we bought here. We are going to remain in the wilderness. What is the name of wilderness? Very simple. Poverty. The view of the wilderness. Bishop, wilderness is poverty. You will continue to borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow. That is poverty. But normally a true Christian does not borrow. A true Christian lend. When people don't have no money, they come to you to help them. The small money you give them for free. The big money, they lend. And when they borrow from you, no interest. When they pay, if they take 10,000, they must only pay 10,000. Read the Bible. There's no loan. There's no what to call them. No, there's no interest. A true Christian does not borrow with interest. A true Christian, if you get 10,000 to me, you bring back 10, even after 10 years. Because I have a lot of money, why should we be bothering you? I say you pay when you get the money. Aisha, can you learn that? 1,000, you cannot borrow, must give it to you. You are going to learn to become a Christian. Wilderness is poverty. And poverty is a mindset. That is poverty. You are afraid to risk for God. I told you, for my tender age, the first lot of money that I get in my life, God said to me, build me a tabernacle. I took all the money I put in the tabernacle. People are sitting there in the tabernacle. Tutu, your accountant, calculate. Then the first man blessed, God blessed me. I did not have in that land, not even a house in that land. It's not even an empty plot I have in the land. I invested. How many of you can get that risk? Bishop. Poverty. God tests us. Most of the tests Christians go through is God. He tests you, say, no, yes, I've opened door for you. Build for me a tabernacle. Don't buy your own car. Don't buy your own house. Build for me a tabernacle. Now, when I came to South Africa, he said to me, don't build a tabernacle. Build for me a hospital. As we are trying to put this hospital together, I said, go back, Botswana, build again another hospital. This hospital in South Africa. You see it outside, but go inside, you are going to be surprised. Like in Santon. Are you sure our church, the smaller number we have, and no one have a million here, can we able to build that one? We have given more than... Wilderness. 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 You are afraid. It's people. But when you go to other, I don't call them prophet, chances. You sell the house, you sell the car, you give everything. God must be number one to secure your future. To come out, because somebody asked me, say, how can I come out of the wilderness completely? This I'm responding. Because it's not only him that asking that question. Even Dixon is asking the same question. How can I come out from the wilderness completely? The altitude. Look, we started a lot. Normally, the number of the people at WCL facility could increase, but the number are reduced. And everybody say, we shall see. You are going to close. We are not closing. Though in this small number, we are growing every day. I congratulate you. God bless you, my wonderful team. God bless you. God bless you. Look how you are shining. Even the girls who are less than 30, you are shining more than them. Stress, but you with God, God taking care of you. We thank God for your life. 12 months, no salary, but you push. You drive cars, coming very far. Other people coming from another work, come to work. I mean, what kind of sacrifice that you are doing? What kind of sacrifice that you are doing? They're surprised today. I say, you have done 12 months, no salary. They say, eh? 12 months. Eh? Do you know how much money you could make in 12 months? But I say, no salary. You put your own fuel, you come your own time, you come your own risk, no salary. And they say, we've made it. Yes, you can do it more than that. 12 months, no salary. 365 days reporting to work, but you don't get salary. Other people come from another work and drive to this work and go back late. Nothing. If them, they can do it, why you cannot do it? What is different with them and you? Even some of you are still staying home, you don't do anything. But them, even they have to go to another work. But they say to me, do you know, prophet, where we go is not work, but when we come here is where we're working. I thank God for their life. I thank God for their life. If them, they can make it, why you cannot make it? What different with them? What is the difference? But they knew they have children, they have grandchildren. That sacrifice they're making is not for them. For the people coming after. You don't know, every day things are crumbling. But those who are working for God are secure. You see, the promise was for the forefathers. Say, as the forefather could not reach, you are going to reach the forefather. But because the altitude, I say, everyone who left Egypt could not enter the promised land 11 days. It took them 40 years. I was asking Nyati, now you're beyond 60. If you put again 40, that's the time we're going to go to the promised land. The teeth is finished in the mouth. How are you going to enjoy? How are you going to enjoy the promised land? Though the promised land must be now. But with your whole attitude, how are you going to enjoy it? You want to be forced to do for God. You don't have a remorse. You don't have, you are not grateful. Even you to be alive, to be healthy is Him. You think it's because of special diet to see a doctor every month? No, it's only God making you in that position you are in today. But you are so ungrateful. Very ungrateful. Very ungrateful. Do you know you go in the night, you sleep, you're snoring. Do you know how many terror come around you? How many people want to finish you? But tomorrow when you wake up, you're alive. But you don't even remember that only God has protected me. Only God give me life. Only God give me this car. Only God give me this husband. Only God give me this wife. Only God give me these children. Only God give me grandchildren. Only God has given me a house. Only God. It's not about your cleverness. How many people are trying to make what you have, but they're failing? My father was a tailor. He failed even to buy a basket. Let me read again in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 7. If you are there, say amen. If you are getting angry, your own problem, go into your home and sleep. As long as I'm delivering the message, God give it to me. This is the wilderness. I'm answering the question. That question is, everyone have the question, how can I come out to the wilderness completely? Though that shows, how can I cross to the Red Sea? If you are there, say amen. I know you are angry already, but I'm provoking you that you can get more angry and run away. Verse 7. It says, the Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He has watched over you, over your journey through the vast wilderness. Those 40 years, the Lord your God has been with you, and you have not lacked anything. It's what I'm telling you. It's not about your job. It's not about your cleverness. It's not about your hard working. Only God has made you in a position that you are in. But how many of you who are grateful to Him? How many of you are grateful to Him? How many of you? You remember the source. That top people are dying. Top people are in trouble. Top people have challenges. But by God's grace, I'm still living. I'm still pushing. God does not need you. You are the one who needs God. Because God is the one who told me to build the hospital. That shows if you don't come to work in the hospital, God will send donkeys to come and work. It's not my business. So far, 1 year, there's no money in the coffer, but we have achieved. This is the way I'll be telling you. You will remain in the wilderness, Aisha. You're going to remain in the wilderness for all the rest of your life. As long as you cannot come out and begin to be used by God, this is provoking God. I want to buy an aeroplane. I want to buy a limousine. How many people are going to benefit in your limousine? How many people are going to benefit in an aeroplane? The hospital, when it started like this, even I'm dying, my wife is dead, this hospital, if people can take care of it, we could continue. How many years Paraquan has been there? How many years Loraton has been there? Bua. Bishop, talk. Big stone, on the head straight. The wilderness, it only come out of your way when you're able to provoke God like this. And I'm still doing the foreigner land. Regardless, you are chasing foreigners, me, I don't care. I must achieve what God told me to achieve. After that, I can go. Because where I'm going, even when I go empty, like the same when I came here in Botswana, South Africa empty, I've done. Even when I'm going empty, I'm going to do more than what I've done here. Because this is the way you need to come out of wilderness, is to provoke God. How many churches have crowd? Crowd cannot afford even to build a small squatter camp hospital, even a clinic. This is the answer of the question. How can I come out the wilderness completely? Demonstration answer is not talking answer. Demonstration answer. How much money have seen has entered that can able to achieve this? Not only this one in South Africa, we are supplying Botswana. Okay, let us see the building that we are building in Botswana. Look, this is the hospital. It's going on. Two, because I'll trust stones on you because you're a businessman. How much money have you given me to build another hospital? You've seen? This is life. People are busy working. That is life. Mama, you've seen? Baberek. For you say, hey, I'm a foreigner. Me, I'm not a foreigner. I'm home. Can you hear me? You try to push me away. One day they're going to push you. Me, I come back. Don't try me, oh. Any question? Though the equipment are ready, we're only waiting for them to finish the equipment to move. Though if they finish today, by tomorrow, open the hospital. Those agree with me, thank you, Jesus. There's nothing is impossible to those who trust in God. When you begin trusting God, your life is secure. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. It's not painful. Do you think I don't have many things I want to achieve? I do have. But I told my wife, if we don't do it for God, whatever we do become empty. But when we do for God, God will allow himself that we can reach where we want to achieve. Yes, Emmanuel, I've answered you. Your question that you ask me, how can I come out of wilderness completely? That's the answer. We thank God. We thank God. We thank God. We thank God.